Hello, I'm Renee Varnador, and welcome to Soul Portal Journeys. I'm here with my friend, and I've got a couple other friends that I'm expecting. So we are going to do a new moon ceremony today. And she said hi. And so I'm going to share my screen because what I like to do to start is sing in the archangels. I love the energy of being surrounded by archangels. So I'm going to share my screen and we can see the handout that I created for this new moon. We have a new moon in Scorpio. And let's see, this new moon in Scorpio happened at 1:27 Pacific time in the morning. So we're already through that, and yet we still have the new moon energy. So after the new moon is a perfect time to set our intentions and to get some clear guidance on what we're doing next. And there are some people with Scorpio placements, your birthday's in Scorpio around this time of the year, then it's a really, really good time to check into what the energies are like around the full moon, because whatever energies are like, that's going to inform your solar return chart for the next year. So some people like to sign up around their birthday for an astrology reading to get to find out what's going to be different about this year. And that's pretty exciting. My astrology mentor gave me a solar return chart reading, and that was amazing. This year my Sun and Venus were conjunct on my birthday, so that's going to inform my entire year, so that's pretty exciting. But what we're looking at, we're going to be asking the question during the ceremony, what is being conceived within you on a soul level? So that's what the meditation is going to be. These are the things that we want to have on hand. So right now we're going to light a candle. So I've got my candle here and my lighter that's really good. So when I light this, it's like lighting my own sun. So think about your sun sign. And if you're this time of year, you're Scorpio. So thinking about your sun sign, and this is your light. How can you shine your light? How can you step into and fully embrace your sun sign, the essence of who you are? Now, I think that's really important because I'm a Leo, and Leo relates to the sun. But I think it's important for everybody to really be able to know what their sun is all about and feel their best way of shining their light. I also have on here aura clearing tool, and a couple people got confused. I just bought some new aura clearing essential oil from Glastonbury. I was there last month on sabbatical. It was amazing. So this one is a peaceful, which is good because sometimes I need to mellow out when I'm doing these classes. And another option for an aura tool is a selenite wand. And selenite is kind of like it's not like clear like quartz crystal. It's a white, milky white crystal. And what I like to do is if I have a lot going on in my brain, if I'm going a million miles a minute and I'm thinking about really stupid stuff, then I will do a little clearing around my head, and that really helps me. So that's something. And then we're going to have water to drink as part of this ceremony, and this is Chalice Wells water. Chalice Wells is the heart chakra of the world, and I'm just putting a couple drops in. And now my water is sanctified. Now, if you don't have Chalice Wells water or any Mount Shasta water or any other sacred water, no worries, because if you know Reiki, you can put a Reiki symbol in your water. Okay. If you don't know Reiki, you can put a spiral in your water, and that sanctifies it. So whatever you do to sanctify your water. Now, I have chocolate here. This is 95% chocolate, so it's pretty bitter. So I like this bittersweet chocolate. So I have this chocolate, little piece of chocolate ready for part of the ceremony. I also have, really long scarves the on the possibility. And we used to use rattles and drums and everything, but the way that YouTube works, you can't really get a good sound going with it. So Wisteria is telling me that she has her selenite with her, so she's probably just used that to clear. So that's awesome. She's ready to go. And let's see. So we are going to start singing, and this song came to me as I was working with the archangels, and I was trying to figure out what directions they were in, and so that I could call in the directions like the shamans do, but bring in the archangels with it. So this is the song that came to me as I was trying to figure all of that out. So what we're all going to do, everybody that's watching the replay, stand up. You'll have more energy. You'll be more into it if you can stand up. We're going to start with east. So figure out where east is. You're going to stand up and face east. For me, east is this way, and south is this way. Okay, and so we're going to be going around. So here we go. Spirits of the east and inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirit of the south, Archangel Michael, please come. West, Angel Gabriel, please come. Angel Uriel, please come. Angel Sandalphon, please come. Perspective change. Angel Rosaria, please come. Spirit Angel please come. Okay, so thank you everybody for standing up and doing the deal. That may not have gone all the way out. So a new moon is a meeting in the sky of the sun and the moon. So they're on the same exact degree. As we know, the sun is in Scorpio right now. So the sun is at 20 degrees of Scorpio. And we are looking at the moon right next to the sun at 20 degrees Scorpio. Now, the moon hits 20 degrees Scorpio every month. That's where we get month from. But the sun, it takes the sun an entire year to go around the same distance of the ecliptic. So these two meet up every year in Scorpio, and Scorpio is this beautiful, deep, rich, watery energy. So we can really embrace the depths when we get to Scorpio season. So we've got the sun with Archangel Uriel, who I called in. And the sun is related to the solar plexus chakra. And we have the moon, Archangel Haniel, and Archangel Haniel is related to the third eye chakra. So this isn't cut and dried. I mean, if you really feel like the moon is somewhere else, like in your heart space or your sacral chakra, then that's cool. But I think everybody who's an embodied astrologer would agree that Archangel Uriel is the sun and the solar plexus. And so again, if we want to connect to that Archangel Uriel energy, we can just look at our candle that both Wisteria and I have lit and just feel that sense of light, that sense of lighting up our solar plexus, which is right above our belly button, right under our rib cage. So that's what a new moon. Now, here they are. The moon, 20 degrees, 48 minutes of Scorpio. The sun, 20 degrees, 43 minutes of Scorpio. They're on the same exact degree. And oh my gosh, look who's with them this month. Okay, so we've got Mars, the planet of action, right next to the sun, which is our essence and how we shine our light, right next to the moon, which brings in kind of our psychic ability or our emotional life. So we can kind of tell a lot about how we relate emotionally in the world by looking at the sign of our moon and what house that moon is in. So, and then Mercury's pretty close too, as far as this goes. And so there's a lot, we just have a lot of planets in Scorpio right now. And then we look opposite, we take this line, this red line is what's opposite this new moon. And we've got Uranus, which is the planet of sudden, unexpected change. And it can be unexpected change that's just like, oh my gosh, this is like, what the heck happened? Or it can be, change that's like, oh yeah, I was pregnant and expecting, but I didn't expect this child to change my life as much as it did. So we've got when new phases of our life open up or new invitations open up for us, they can be challenging if we haven't released a lot of emotional baggage so that we can live into the new that's coming. And so Scorpio is an excellent time. Scorpio new moons are an excellent time to release what's not serving us. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because we've just got out of the eclipse portal and day before yesterday. And so that was an intense emotional release of a lot of stuff for me. I went through a lot of healing, looked at a lot of family stories that my mom used to tell, and just kind of realized that I was looking at the entire family through my mother's perspective. And although she was a genius and she had a really good perspective, she was very sensitive and empathic, but there was way more going on, and I really need to see people through my own lens, not through somebody else's. And so I've been working more and more on my own authentic way of seeing, not my own authority. Claiming my own authority is something that I've been working on. And if we look over here at Venus was just exact this, which is a cosmic point in the sky called the super galactic center. So our galaxy, the Milky Way, has a center, and it has a partner, Andromeda. There's Andromeda over there by the North Node, and those two are paired, and they're in a relation to each other. And so what we've got is this really intense, powerful energy that Venus is on. So all of this, the galaxies are moving. There's many galaxies, hundreds of galaxies moving towards the supergalactic center, which is on this point at 2 degrees Libra. So Venus was just there, and she's still feeling the influence of that. And Venus is like our value and our values and what we value. And we get to choose what we value and what we spend our time doing and how we want to, want to show up in our life, and how much we want to look within and see, what we're being called to. So, hello, Myra. Welcome. Woohoo. Good to see you here.
Hi. And so I don't know where the time goes,
I know.
I love your
we're just looking at the degree that this new moon that just happened in the middle of the night for most of us. There's the moon at 20 degrees 43 minutes and the sun at 20 degrees 43 minutes. And they're the stars. They're both in Scorpio, which is a very deep, rich water. And water is very psychic. And it's a very fixed sign. So we've got, in whatever you pull up, whatever you dredge up from the bottom of the lake or the ocean or the, sea with Scorpio, there's whatever jewels get unearthed, or you have a capacity to really hold that information. Of course, you can hold on to the emotional baggage too. So, but we're also invited during Scorpio season to release all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how let's see if we can get there. So this is what was in the sky for the new moon, and this is kind of we're gonna be dealing with these energies for a month. So we've got, like I said, Mars conjunct the new moon and Uranus opposite the new moon, and we've got these red lines here to this little thing called Lilith. And Lilith is kind of karmic. So if we want to get rid of some of our karma, like I'm constantly getting rid of some ancestral karma, and was successful during the eclipse of getting rid of some of that stuff. It's not like we're ever done, but just knowing how to just like release emotional baggage so that you can actually be clearer and show up more fully in your life. And to me, it's amazing, because I used to be like dreamy, and people would ask, "Where did you go, Renee?" And I'm like, I couldn't tell them. So at least now I show up in my own life, and I'm like here. I'm present on the earth, here, present and accounted for. But I wanted to talk about some of the stars that are related to this. And so I pulled in a couple little stars, and this one I never have talked about before. Zabanash, I even looked up how to pronounce this. Zabanash Smali. That's not how you say it. Zabanash Asmali. Anyway, that's Arabic for the claws of the scorpion, which is what the ancient people of Persia and Babylonia used to call the sign of Libra. So Libra and Scorpio got divided when the Romans and the Greeks came up with their version of astrology, which is what we're using here today. But this star is also called Beta Libra, or Libra, and it is at 19 degrees. And a lot of stars, if they're really faint and they're not very close to us, we will look at the stars within 1 degree of a planet or a luminary. These two are the luminaries. Or in this star's case, it's 2 degrees. So let's see, 19, 20. So it's opposite Uranus at 21 degrees. So, but it's a little out of range to be conjunct Mars. So this one, this star is of the nature of Jupiter. And Jupiter is expansive, and Jupiter has to do with fortune and good fortune and being lucky. And so it's a time of, if you want, my mom's birthday is actually tomorrow, and she crossed 2 years ago. So my brother suggested that we put not $5 on number 14 for my mom. So it just might work because the nature of Jupiter is expansive and lucky and fortunate, but I wouldn't risk more than $5. It's like because getting caught up in that whole lucky gambler thing is, I've seen people do that, and I it's not for me. We also see this star, Fomalhaut. What is it? I had Regulus on here in the other chart. Let me go back here for a second. So this is Regulus, which is in Leo, and it's opposite Saturn right now. And so there's some power from Regulus, which is Archangel Raphael's star. And that's in Leo, and that's this there's like fairies and magic and unicorns and all of this these beings that a lot of people think are myth and fantasy, but if you can talk to them if you want, you just have to want to. That song in that little thing in Peter Pan where you get in there and Tinkerbell's upset because people don't believe in fairies, and everybody in the audience is supposed to say, I believe in fairies. So that's kind of, if you want to believe in fairies, you can go talk to them. Right now be a good time. Saturn's right opposite. So here is this star, Zebulus Mali. This is what it looks like. And this is where it is. This is the Libra constellation. This is the Libra cells. And that's this one. And then its buddy is right here. And then it makes an interesting triangle. And so I always like to take my finger and trace the constellations. And this one has a triangle. So I like to tune into the star and then think about, in my mind's eye, the line this triangle is making to hold and contain this energy of this star in Libra right now. So now we're in Scorpio season because that's where the sun is, but the stars are a one-off. So that's this star that's conjunct the sun is in Libra right now. So here we go. And then the North Node. Oh my gosh, let's look at the North Node. The South Node is conjunct Arcturus right now, and Arcturus is this really, really powerful star. There's a lot of beings that are on Arcturus that are emotional healers. And I feel like they were helping me going through eclipse season and all of the work that I was doing, because they just really helped release. So if there's stuff you still need to release, then going to Arcturus, the emotional healer, is a really good thing to do. So this is what Scorpio looks like, if we want to trace that in a minute. But here's Arcturus on the South Node, emotional healing and release. How do you find this? It's a very bright star in the night sky. And if you have the dipper here and the dipper handle, and you just go down from the dipper handle, you can find Arcturus. And this is kind of what it looks like if you have a really, really, really good telescope. So the beings there have a frequencies that's very similar to the frequencies of the archangels. So when you connect with them, it's like getting this really beautifully, unconditionally loving healing. And so here is the North Node also is conjunct Eris, which is fierce grace. And Scorpio is about seizing the power before it seizes you, because Scorpio is powerful. And if you sit back and just like let it all go by, then that power could seize you. But if you say yes to the energies of Scorpio or the energies in the sky that are invitations and seize the power of this Scorpio, seize this power of Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, at this time would be a really, really good time to seize the power of Scorpio, because Pluto's on the last degrees of Capricorn, and on January 21st, it's going to go into Aquarius. So we want to take control in all the ways that we can. I mean, we can't take control of everything. I mean, we can't, fix climate change right now, just as a person, but I can certainly heal my own life and claim my own power. So here, or stand up to bosses, stand up to family members, stand up to spouses and kids, and those things are in my control. So this is kind of like if I was going to take my finger and go through Scorpio. This is kind of a much more curvy energy than that interesting triangle that we saw in Libra. And the reason
It looks like a stiletto.
It does, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. I hadn't looked at it that way. I always look at it like this, but you're right. It is from this angle. Yeah. So why not? If that's claiming your power, go for it. Whatever claiming your power is for you. It's like, it's amazing. So we've got Scorpio, and the reason I bring up tracing the stars in the constellation is because we're going to go into a ceremony in a minute here where we have our long scarves and we can make the pattern of the Scorpio with our arms, with our feet, drawing it on the ground, using the scarf to create these patterns. And what happens for me when I do that is I tend to embody the energies of Scorpio. They come into my main chakras. So it's just kind of a way of embodying the energy that's out there, that I'm working with, that I'm claiming, that I'm saying, I'm not scared of you, Scorpio. I'm here. I can do this thing. So here are the archangels that are helping us, because that sounds kind of scary. Okay, we're gonna, we're gonna plunge into deep Scorpio. So we've got some help. Here's Archangel Raphael, whose Saturn is right opposite that one. His star Regulus, and so he's the Archangel of healing. And in the tarot, if you know tarot, he's the Lover's card, which is like a balance, and it's kind of a Libra card too. Well, not really. The Justice is the Libra card, but this is like a balance of male and female energies, the yin and the yang. And then these two cards are the Archangel Gabriel cards in the Angel Tarot deck by Rodney Valentine. And so we've got the Empress for Archangel Gabriel, and her colors are more white, silvery, sparkly when they come through. And she's the messenger angel. And she has definitely claimed her power. She's an Empress. And awakening is also Archangel Gabriel, because when we awaken, a lot of times we get downloads from energies, from messenger angels like Archangel Gabriel or other star beings or cosmic points. And so she's like, oh, it's time for Renee to awaken. Boom. Oh my gosh. So everything, and then boom, everything switches. So yeah, so I had a couple of really amazing transits, experiences, awakening experiences. And when I went back and looked at the transits for those dates, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all in there. It's all right there. And if you've had overwhelming experiences, um, with awakening, then it's really good to talk to an astrologer about, okay, what was going on those dates. I did that, and it was amazing. And so now I do that for other people. That's one of the things that's one of the things I do, and I'm going to have a special on it pretty soon. So here's the Lovers, the healer, Archangel Raphael, who has this beautiful emerald green, and then this beautiful energy from Archangel Gabriel. So we're going to go into a meditation after we do the movement with the scarf. And when we kind of go in with the eye of the heart, we're like, okay, the yang energy, the yin energy, the center point, okay, that is not, that is like a balanced central point. So we're going into a center, and we can see this kind of almond shape. And we've got Archangel, no, she's not an archangel. She's Our Lady of Guadalupe. She appeared just outside of Mexico City, right after the conquistadors came into Mexico. And she's always has a golden halo around her full body, all the way down to her feet. So that's an image that we can go use when we go there. So this is something I honor and value every step of my journey. This is okay. So this is actually a video I created that didn't show up on this flat thing. So if I can just really see that our journey really looks like this. Sometimes I used to think our journey was kind of like a spiral, and now I'm seeing it more like this. And you go through things that you've been through before, but you could go through them and see from a higher perspective what was really going on. So I've just decided, I used to think my life was a mess and I messed it up. But now I honor and value every step of my life journey. So this is also a way of entering the eye of the heart. So let me see. So these are the things we need. And do we have any questions? The only thing we need right now is we need to sanctify our water. So if you know Reiki, Myra, put a Reiki symbol in your water. If you don't, just use either that infinity sign I just showed or a spiral.
Okay.
And that will sanctify the water. And then we've got dark chocolate or some other thing that's either sweet or bitter or whatever. Let's see, we lit a candle earlier, and we did clearing earlier, so we can do that. But right now we're mostly going to be focusing on the long scarf, and we've got to have our journal ready because we're going to move, then we're going to sit, and then we're going to meditate, and then we're going to journal. So have all of that stuff that you need for all of that lined up. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and unmute and ask your question. Okay, everybody's good to go. So I'm going to start I think, I'm going to look in the chat and see. Yeah, Wisteria is saying that she this is common for a lot of people. She used to think that she'd messed up in her own life, and she hasn't. None of us have. We just get into this belief that it's life's supposed to be this way and we're supposed to be that. And no, we're supposed to be who we are. We get to be who we are. We get to be. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So I'm gonna start this song and start moving. So spirals. We could move in infinity signs. We can trace.
Mm. 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 Ah. Ah.
Back and so. Okay, so have a seat and feel your feet on the floor. We're going to be going into the meditation. So, okay. So feel your feet on the ground, and 2 feet below the feet is the Earth Star chakra, and we can pull up the energy from the earth. So feel as if there's little roots at the bottom of your feet going down like a tree into the earth. And those roots can pull up the nutrients from the earth, which is a very good thing that's going to help balance Scorpio. So Uranus is in Taurus right now, which is very earth. So we're going to be bringing in some earth, because the more we ground, the more scorpionic depths we can plunge into. So we're bringing up earth energy up to our feet, and now up our legs and into our root chakra. And our root chakra is this beautiful red that tells us that, yes, we belong here on earth at this time. If you want to close your eyes, that could be helpful, but you don't have to if that's not the way you meditate. And here is, now we are bringing that beautiful earth energy up to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra relates to our emotional life and our creativity and our joy. If we can let go of all of the energies that got stuck on us from the past, that like time, just like things just got stuck, we can let go of all of that stuckness. We don't have to have it anymore. We can just release all of that old stuff, the old stuff from parents and the old stuff from the stuff that happened long time ago, because life moved on and you survived it all. And we can move and let go of anything that's holding us back from our joy, which is what is filling our sacral chakra right now. This beautiful earth energy joy. Now we're bringing this earth energy up into the solar plexus, which is our light, our Archangel Uriel sunlight. And you just feel like we want to shine our light, and we want to align what we want to be doing next with divine will. So when what we want is aligned with the divine, then amazing things can happen for us in our lives. And just if we are in true joy and our true selves and our authentic, what is the most authentic version of us, then we are in alignment with the divine. That's what the divine wants us to be, ourselves, who we came here to be, our unique collection of stuff. So now we're going to move the energy up to the heart chakra, the earth energy in the heart chakra, and we can feel all of these two huge circles, one on the front and one on the back, and we feel in the center of that circle that eye of the heart. So we're going to take a breath and feel a breath coming in from the front part of our chakra system, which is what we experience and see, and then take a breath in from the back of our heart chakra, which is what we feel. And we're finding that center point that is the eye of the heart. And to help us, we're going to feel the beautiful almond-shaped golden halo of, just like the one that Our Lady of Guadalupe is depicted within. And so we can feel this golden circle around us. And now we're going to finish our journey up the chakras. We can feel our throat chakra opening. We can feel our third eye opening. We can feel our crown chakra opening. And as that crown chakra openings, we feel coming down to us the light of the sun and the light of the moon, conjuncting Mars, this planet of action. So we're bringing this light into our heart chakra, into the eye of the heart, into this center within us where we can see soulfully. So now it's all lit up. Now we can bring in more of the energies that are available to us. We can bring in this beautiful Arcturian energy through our crown chakra, through our third eye, our throat chakra, and into our heart space, all the way into our sacral chakra, where we can heal and release anything that's not serving us anymore out the bottom of our feet, this emotional release of any guilt, shame, anger, resentment, any other thing that's keeping us from our joy, that's got stuck somewhere. Let it out, let it go into the earth, because it will just transform into energy. And now we're going to bring in the light of the star Regulus, which is opposite Saturn right now. And then we're bringing in this sense of magic, this beautiful sense of healing of Archangel Raphael, and any part of us that needs healing after this release. We are bringing in Archangel Raphael's green, beautiful light all the way through into our heart chakra. Some of that's in our heart chakra now. Then we're going to exhale what we don't need back into the earth. And now we're opening to Archangel Gabriel's star Fomalhaut. She is our messenger angel. She has a message for us, and she's coming in. We can feel her coming through our crown chakra and into our heart chakra. And she has a message here for us that we're going to be asking about in a moment. What is being conceived within? And this new beautiful star that is conjunct this new moon, Zamatachi, is coming in, expanding what we thought we knew so that we can see from an even bigger perspective, and we can open into our fortune. And okay, we can feel this light coming through. Any light energy from these stars we want to bring through, any energy that's excess, we can send into the earth so that we are in perfect balance of how much light energy from the stars we can hold. Venus is on the supergalactic center right now. We have a chance or a choice to change what we value, and we can open to that energy if we choose. It's very powerful energy, and we can bring that energy to our solar plexus. If we want to claim more of our power, we can, as just as much as we can handle, and then release the rest. So we're in this Empress energy where we can claim our own authority. And now we dare to ask the question, what is being conceived? What new thing is opening with this new moon energy combination? What new thing within me is inviting me to create with? So that is the meditation that all of these star beings are helping us with right now. What is being conceived within me? So we might see just little seeds or just starts of something that could be opening for us. The question again, what is being conceived? We're going to keep asking that for a moment or two. What is being conceived? Okay, when you have an idea of what is being conceived within you on a soul level, now it is time to ask the question, what baby step am I being invited to take? What action? Mars is right there in this full moon, new moon energy. What little action can I take that is going to start this sequence moving in my life? This little baby step. And when you have an idea of your next indicated step, you can go over to your journal, write down anything that you think was important in what you experienced about what is being conceived, and then write down your baby step. Okay, let me know in the chat if you have come up with your baby step. If you're ready for the next part. Okay, so once you have your baby step and you know what's going on, we are then going to think about that baby step as we drink our water that we had sanctified. So think about that baby step and think about it while you were drinking this water and feel the water go all the way through you. This is sacred water. Okay. Now think about what divine help you would like. So if you want, for instance, Archangel Gabriel to help, if you want the beings on Arcturus to help, that's who I'm going to be asking for help. And once you figured out, maybe you have a higher power or an ascended master that you work with, or an archangel that you work with, you can see somebody's coming in at the tail end. Oh, Bonnie. So we're going to then, hello, Bonnie. We had a time change, so we're wrapping it up here. With, I guess I should have like made that clearer in all of my emails, because the United States or California just does it different. What can I tell you? So we're at the point where we went through and we just drank the sanctified water for what our next baby step is with this new moon. And now we're going to be eating the chocolate as kind of a communion with whoever is coming in to help us as a higher power. So I'm asking help from the star beings on Arcturus. Mm. And as I am experiencing a communion with these star beings, I'm hearing them say, yes, yes, we want you to ask for our help. So I think they've been asking, trying to get my attention for a while here, it feels like. So that's a good sign right there, that it's something that's actually being conceived within me. And I'm realizing now, so people are writing in the chat, what they are perceiving, and that's great. I'll go ahead and read those unless you want to unmute and tell me. So both Myra and Wisteria here have shared in the chat. And if either of you want to unmute and talk, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, Myra.
The message I got was to show up. And it's funny. Well, it's not funny. It's
Yeah.
been feeling stuck and holding back and kind of staying home. But, and I had this green light that I saw.
Yeah, and green light to you means?
Go!
Oh! Yeah, green light could mean different things to different people, but it sounds like green light means for you, just go.
Just go, just show up.
Just show up. So what's your baby step? You just did a baby step. You unmuted and said that. Is there what other baby step? What other action that's displayed? You've already propelled yourself into action on just going. Any other ideas coming to you?
That was it. It was like just big,
Just do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and then Wisteria, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I'm being encouraged to continue to show up and be seen, and to not dim myself down to fit in. If they don't like what I have to say, then it's okay. And that's big for me, because not being liked is something I'm working on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's and being seen is a little bit hard for me, because people can be so mean. Like, people can be really cruel.
Yeah.
But I'm being guided that that I will make it through. I'll be okay regardless of what they say. Just because they say something doesn't make it true.
Right.
Is what, like what I heard whenever because I tend to argue with my guides. I guess I'm a little bit
Yes.
argumentative. I don't know. They tell me something and then I fire something right back at them. But what about this? And of course, they're really great. They continue to soothe my worries as I throw them at them. But I'm being guided to continue to show up and not worry so much about speaking about fairies and unicorns. And it was really another um confirmation because you brought up the fairies and unicorns in the presentation was just another confirmation for me that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am co-creating exactly with the energies that I'm supposed to be co-creating with, and I am supposed to continue to shine.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I had the same problem. I don't know anybody that didn't have an issue with showing up to be seen, showing up to be heard, especially when you feel like what you see and feel is a little out there for some people. Well, those aren't the people you're supposed to talk to. You talk to the people that are a little more open to
That's
things like
exactly what they
that.
said to me.
Five senses. So finding your group of people that are, if they already if they already work with unicorn energy, then that's great. Show up there and talk about what you're receiving. Those are the people you need to be talking to. That there are people that never want to leave the five senses, that never want to leave the traditions that they were raised in. And that's not us. We're all willing to open. Myra.
Well, I was just moving my hands. I was just,
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, Wisteria, I think that you are at an amazing point where I think you're just ready to find the people that are just going to be able to hear you and
Yes,
that
ma'am.
and show up there
Yes, ma'am.
as your amazing, beautiful self. Because I have a feeling you know way more about unicorns than I do, so that would be fascinating to hear
If you
all of.
have any waterfalls near you, waterfalls are a great place to go and experience unicorn energy.
Ah, okay, beautiful. Thank you for that tip.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we have Joyce, who finally looked like she kept coming in and out, and it looks like she's finally here. And Joyce, I'm should have in all of my invitations said, yeah, Pacific time has changed in California, because I keep forgetting that I'm, talking to people from all over the world, and they don't know that California changed time and went back an hour. And I've got poor Bonnie here who's in Canada, in Edmonton. And Joyce, I don't know where you're from. Where are you from?
I'm in San Diego.
Oh, you're in San Diego. Okay.
Right,
It's just
right.
you have
So
internet problems or something trying to get in. Yeah.
no, it wasn't that at all. I found out I have COVID, and so I was napping, and I overslept. So I do apologize.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry that you have COVID.
Mm.
I just went through a whole bunch of it in
Oh no.
while I right on my sabbatical. I get COVID the last day of my mediumship training. But
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah. So I'm just gonna, but I got through it, so I'm just gonna, I know you can get through it too, so I'm just gonna send you healing energy to help you
Oh,
get
thank you
that.
so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And okay, so what's coming up? Where do we go from here? If you want to go anywhere from here, let's see what we're doing. We've got a full moon coming up November 27th. Okay, and there's going to be a video, so watch for that. If you're a subscriber, you'll just get the replay, the video. But if you're not a subscriber and you want full moon videos, make sure I have your email address. Subscribers get a whole bunch of things for free and discounts on my paid programs. So new moon ceremony, the next one that's like what we just did is December 12th at 4. Usually I do things at noon because I like doing things at noon, but that new moon is happening at 3:33. And so we need to have the ceremony after the new moon. So we're having it at 4. And then we're going to have a full moon right the day after Christmas. I don't expect anybody to show up on the day after Christmas, but you guys can tell me, no, we want to show up live if you want. I don't know. But so watch the recording for the full moon on that day. Right now, I have my new website up, The Essence of You Soul Reading Astrology. I went in and changed a whole bunch of stuff. The whole focus right now on the website is Galactic Astrology Soul Readings. And so what happens? I sold out for November and December of the Galactic Astrology Soul Readings. Bonnie's going to get one. She signed up for one. So what I decided to do is a lot of people, they don't want to necessarily travel into the stars, kind of like what we just did, except for like on a galactic astrology reading, we go into way more depth, and we're not just talking about the stars of the full moon. We actually talk about the stars that are in your chart that you have an affinity for, that are part of your spirit team, part of your, where you've been, where you're going. So that's interesting. But a lot of people are interested in, well, what's going to happen? 2024 is coming up soon. What's that energy going to be like? I got to make plans. I got to figure out what I'm doing. And so I had some bookings for December and January for that. And now there's only 4 spots left in January for a year ahead forecast of what energies am I expecting? And that could be for people in Scorpio or Capricorn birthdays. That could also be a solar return chart. So it's like, where was the sun exactly on the day, on the degree that you had in your natal chart? So we're going to be looking at the energies. Myra.
Yeah, Renee, can you put the link to sign up for that in the chat?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
Let me close out this YouTube video, and then you guys stay on if you want that link, and I'll put it in the chat. How's that? So this is my website right here. And but that goes to the galactic thing. This other thing is a different thing. So now we're going to sing out. We're going to sing. Woohoo! And there's going to be people watching this. And I'm thinking about who they are. There's people that said they were coming and they didn't. And there's people that said, oh, I can't come, but I want to watch the replay. How do I do that? And so if you are a subscriber to my email list, you will get this replay. You will get all of my replays. So let's bring in all of those people. I'm feeling like there's 10 people here now. And we're just holding them in a circle. We're holding them energetically as we singing in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm going to close down the YouTube now, but I'm going to put that link in the YouTube show notes. So look below. And if you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to be on my subscriber list, you can go to my website and go all the way to the bottom and do that. Or you can just, stay here and give me your email address, and then you'll be a subscriber. Woohoo! So here we go. I'm going to stop. You guys stay here. I'm just going to stop where are we? I'm going to